Hello, hello. Okay, so a little bit more about the back. So let me talk a little first and I'll adjust this camera. So first and foremost, so this one's directed at everyone but on request from Ms. Danu. So referring back to the spinal release that I filmed, I just want to reiterate that when I blew my back out, that was one of the most important things I did to help me with recovery. So just to quickly reiterate, what it is, it's about gently encouraging the disc to go back into place, all right? And you do it that way with the breathing and the relaxation. It's one of the most effective, lowest impact things you can do to really start training that disc to go back into place. So I can't stress that enough before I move on. Right, so L5, L4. That disc is almost always the one that people tend to have a problem with, and it's almost always for the same reasons. However, you come to those reasons depends on lifestyle, but ultimately it's all to do with forward flexion, which I have also talked about a little in the neck video, all right? So let me without going over history and all the rest of it, let me explain a little bit. I've got the mic on, so it should be okay. Right, so grotesque groin shot. What tends to happen, and again, this is for, I don't need to speak up, I've got the mic on. What tends to happen is the same for everyone again as well. So what happens is, from forward flexion, we've got these hip flexors here, and they get tight, all right, which by the way also puts weight on us. So they are tight and they are pulling the hip in this direction, okay? So you can already start to see what that does to my lower back, all right? So it compresses it and starts to push it out now. Before you say anything, I know this seems counterintuitive, but trust me on this one. One of the reasons that it's allowed to do that is because our glutes are inactive. So our glutes do not hold the spine in a regular position. Okie dokie. So what you tend to get is you get when these tight hips from sitting and stuff like that. What happens is it happens from the sitting thing. Sorry, so I'm being distracted by a little girl that likes to play outside the gym. So when the glutes are loose, these pull and you get this, all right, which creates all kinds of problems. Now, when you get the glutes fixed and in the right position, then we start to get that good position in the lower back. Now, one of the other problems we suffer from these tight hips and the general position that we're in is this, and this is why the L4, L5 disc almost always is the one to go, and it's the one almost right down at the bottom of the spine, and it's because of this. And this position creates those tight hips, so now when you start walking, you'll kind of see the opposite, all right? And what you then get is a painful compression. So it's why when people get, quite often, it will go one of two ways. Once they get up and move around, it eases off a little bit in the morning, and then over time, especially if you're moving around a lot, it will start to agitate and maybe pinch and stuff like that. So I hope that was clear enough. It's a bit late in the day for me. Like I say, I'm being a little bit distracted by the girl outside. Wave. So yeah, I hope that's kind of clear enough. So you've got tight hip flexors, let's say from working in a seated position for most of the day and then spending a lot of time in a seated position at night as you're relaxing. A lot of people exercise, they're running or on bikes or something, which again is always forward flexion. And our posterior chain suffers. I like to say, back is for go, front is for show. Everybody likes the front to look good, but they don't train the back or the posterior chain to do what it needs to do. Right, so let me try and get through this quickly here for you, because I've talked quite enough, as I always do. And as always, questions, please, feel free. Right, so let's work on getting those glutes active again, all right? So where we want to be is like this. We're going to pull our heels in fairly close to our bum. And we're not going to have our feet too close together. We're going to have them open a little bit. Now, when I do this, what I'm doing is I'm getting a little bit of grip with the feet. I'm keeping my knees pushed out. Then what I'm doing is I'm really squeezing the bum so that my tailbone is coming off of the ground first, right? So the tailbone comes off the ground, and then I'm pushing up. And all we'll do is we'll hold that for like 10 to 20 seconds. Relax, then follow the same pattern. I'm going to grip with my feet. I'm going to make sure my knees aren't buckling in. I'm pushing them out. I'm squeezing the glutes so that my hips tilt and my tailbone comes off the ground. And then I'm driving them up. And a lot of you will probably feel tightness here and maybe get cramps in the feet. That's fine. Just relax, shake it off, and go again. All right? And do that a few times for 20 seconds, depending on your level of discomfort and pain. But you will want to build that up, because what we're doing is we're retraining your ass cheeks to do the job they're supposed to do, which is to stabilize the base of the spine. All right, but as I've explained, just because of life, which is nobody's fault, the hip flexors tighten, the glutes are weak because they aren't used correctly, and we get this horrible to and fro. All right, so that's it for this video. It's been 6 minutes, man. It'll take a while to upload. Anyway, see you in the next one.